if I talk about your entire journey, what do you think? What's that one approach that actually works? It's not just theoretical, it works. Practically, it works.
Some kind of racism here. I have felt it several times. Like, you are considered as a second class or a third class citizen here. Hey, Nandakumar, where from you got the audacity to approach to enter my cabin and talk to me? Utter nonsense. Get out.
About. So I was just imagining, you might be looking like a real life Santa Claus, sir. You anyway look like that.
That happened. Normally, while we have been going out, stepping out during the Christmas days, I remember like 2 years ago, I was wearing a red dress and someone came to me and said, "Hey, Santa Claus, good to have you here." So what method I adopted is to internalize this language. Should come naturally. Then we can say, and for that, internalize. How to internalize, we will discuss. Your speech organs. The problem is you know what to say, but you don't know how to say. Your speech organs won't allow you to say. Tenacity, audacity, reticent, obnoxious, any word you take.
And
try to understand the meaning of the word before you run. Try to crawl before you walk. What's say?
Good evening, sir.
Got it. So once again, a good morning, a warm good morning from the US. And I hope you all doing well.
Absolutely, sir. What about you? How have you been?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. It has been hectic. No, so because I have classes in the morning, I get up at 5 o'clock. Then 5:30 to 6 to 6:30, and between I have to help my wife in her daily chores. So it's a hectic day, but I enjoy that.
All right. So this morning,
so how are you? How is your life?
Sir, my life has been good, and I cannot even express in words how I am feeling right now. To be honest, it's unbelievable for me that I'm sitting right in front of you, like having this session with you, because I could never imagine having it. Because I always used to think all your learners, they get this opportunity to interact with you and how amazingly they do it. And today I take immense pride in having this conversation with you. It's an honor for me. It's a privilege, sir. And I wholeheartedly thank you for being here and giving your precious time to me. Thank you so much for that. And before we proceed,
This is what I do. I give my precious time to my learners, my students, to whoever is looking for that. I give it.
Wow. Sir, and before we move forward, I would like to seek your blessings. Because all your learners, they learn a lot from you. And I am also a beginner in this journey of teaching. And you're already a master. So I would like to have some insights from you.
I'm truly humbled. Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words, sir. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for being here. And do you know, sir, means sometimes I am little comical and filled with humor. So please bear with me.
No issues.
All right. So, sir, let's dive deep into it. And today's conversation is all about your journey, your experience, and the insights you would like to share with me and all our learners, all our viewers. So, shall we start?
Of course.
So before we proceed,
all set.
All right. I am absolutely thrilled with this energy of yours. It's contagious. So I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments that why this teacher is laughing and smiling unnecessarily, but I can't tell them how I'm feeling right now.
Because that's what you said, it's contagious.
Absolutely, sir. So before we proceed, of course, you are, to be honest, a hero, right, for all the learners, and they know everything about you. But for our viewers, I want you to tell me something about yourself, like a brief introduction, please.
Well, I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm not an English a professional or a qualified English coach. Of course, I've taken some certifications later in my life, but originally I'm a mechanical engineer, and I started my career as an engineer in a government organization in a public sector company when I was just 22 years old. So my journey started, even though I'm born and raised in Kerala, my professional journey, my career started in the state of Tamil Nadu. That is where I realized the power of language, because I never heard about her that English is the language of professionals. English is the language of authority. English is the language of power. So all thanks to that place where, which the state which fostered me, which molded me to what I'm now. So this is about my career, and that was a long journey, 45 years of a journey from states to states, countries to countries, and now for a temporary period of time, I'm here in the US. I stay with my daughters, and I shuttle between India and America every year. 6 months of my life, I live in America. And then Jan, I'm coming back to India. Then again by April, I'll be back again in the Trump land.
Isn't it an amazing life? Like, people often crave for it. Like, I want to live in the US, and then for that temporary period. Not, I don't want to settle down there. So
yes,
that's the privilege you are having, I believe.
Exactly. Even I don't want to settle down in America for the rest of my life, because I believe that I'm a true Indian and I want to live in India until I kick my bucket.
All right, sir. Indians are called as Desi in America, right? So do you call yourself as typical Desi?
Yes, of course. I'm by heart, I'm an Indian, and I don't know whether they call you a Deshi. Yes, of course, there are some kind of racism here. I have felt it several times. Like, you are considered as a second class or a third class citizen here. That's why I said I don't want to live here permanently. When I feel like I can anytime fly to India and whatever I want to do, I have the freedom to live like whatever I want to do. I have the freedom. I don't have that in America.
Absolutely.
So in that sense, you can call me a Deshi in America or Paradeshi in America.
Absolutely. So they use this term called Desi for Indians, right?
Yes.
And it's great, no? We are Desis. We are Indians, Desi Indians. Right. All right. So, sir, is it hectic? Like managing 6 months in the US and 6 months in India, or is it amazing?
See, once you land here in America, the life is amazing. Okay. The travel part, the 16 hours travel part, oh my God, it's terrible. That 16 hours continuously sitting in a flight. Okay. Once you reach here, and especially when you are in the in the winter, I love winter. No, this is going to be extreme winter. So I have two daughters here. One is in Texas and one is in Colorado. Colorado is extreme climate. The temperature goes to -10, -15. But Texas, of course, in Delhi, it goes to like 2 degree or 1 degree. But in Texas, it's more of a tropical temperature, tropical climate. And so I juggle between Colorado and Texas.
So, but you're not wearing any woolens as of now. Are you in a warm environment?
Yes, because my heater is on.
Yes, sir, exactly. Like,
yeah,
so
when I go out, I take like 2-layer, triple layer with jackets and sweaters. I have to be fully covered. I have to be fully covered. Otherwise, it's very easy to catch cold. And here, if once you are sick, and everything will go out of gear. So we have to take care of this. 6 months, I do everything so that I remain healthy. I maintain my health throughout these 6 months. Because once we are in India, we have the medical system, you have the doctors. Here, it's all difficult to get a medical or to get an appointment. If I call a doctor, I have a common cold, they will ask you, okay, come after 1 week or come after 10 days. You have to take an appointment with doctors. And their consultation fees, oh my God, is exorbitant. So I take care of myself.
Absolutely. Means if we talk about that access, here we have easy access. Like anytime we get up
Yes,
and go and sit in the clinics.
You can simply walk into a doctor, which is next to impossible. I had a problem. I had like some BP shot up, and I went to an emergency care. For emergency care, they say you come after 1 week.
Oh,
Then
goodness.
why is it called emergency?
Exactly. Yes,
So-
sir.
And
So,
you don't get any medicines over the counter. In India, you can 90% of the medicines you get over the counter. OTC medicines. Here, not even 1% of the medicines sold over the counter. You have to have a doctor's prescription. And the doctors won't give you the prescriptions in your hand. The doctors will send a mail to the concerned pharmacy. You can tell, okay, I want Walmart, I want this Marton, I want this particular pharmacy from where I can get my medicines. And the doctor will send an email to that particular pharmacy in your locality. And after 2-3 hours, they will send you an email that your medicines are ready to pick up. Then you go and collect that medicine.
oh, goodness.
A lot of nuance. Right? Like, no, life is. Sometimes I feel, is it a free country?
It
You
is
don't
too
have any rights?
sophisticated, sir.
Very sophisticated.
What
Very
if the patient dies meanwhile? Like, just kidding.
Touch wood.
That's the
So
extreme
nothing
case, I know.
It's extreme case. Like in case of real emergencies, you can go and you get treatment. It's very expensive. Very expensive. You have to pay through your nose if you have to get some medical. So we all pray God that you don't get sick. Of course, we have some medical insurance, but that's only for some serious illness, hospitalization. If you have some minor issues, you won't get paid. One doctor's consultation fee is $250. Just if you consult a physician, $250, which is equivalent to around 25,000 rupees.
Just consultation.
Consultation. Then if he writes some diagnostic tests, then another $200-300, and medicines another $100-150. So a doctor's visit will make a hole in your pocket.
Absolutely.
$1,000 gone.
Gone.
Right. Right.
Oh my
What
God.
else?
Sir,
Let me ask you one thing. In your name, it's written Vinita Dia. What is that?
oh,
Dia?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, the thing is, my name is Vinita. All right. But if I talk about how my learners know me, I
Okay.
have got this name Dia.
Dia.
Yes.
I thought it would be a misspelled word. It could be Diva.
No, sir, it's Dia. DIA. Like, actually, it is DIYA, but
Mhm.
right from the beginning, I have been using it DIA, and that's how they know me. And that is the reason I have been using these two names, Vinny and Dia, both of these.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
And sir, as you talked about all these things like living in the US, and for how long have you been experiencing this commute? Like, as you mentioned that you stay for 6 months in India and then 6 months there.
See, earlier, all through my career, I've been doing shuttling job. No, because I work in the oil field. In the oil field, no families are allowed. You have to work alone 12 to 15 hours. 12 to 15 hours in the oil fields of India or in the Middle East or in the US. So all through my life, I was working for 1 month in the oil field and 1 month back in India or back in America. 1 month, 1 month. And after retirement in 2021, this has become a regular practice. Like every 6 months, I come, I stay with my daughters, and sometimes I offer to work in a community here. I work for Indian communities or those who wish to improve their communication skills. I offer myself to. Sometimes it's a voluntary job because I don't want to sit idle at home. So sometimes this community is a walkable distance. I can go by foot or I take my car and go and teach.
Wow, that's
I
great.
enjoy because this is passion. This is my passion, and I can't live without this.
All right. Sir, although there are many questions, but one thing I would like to tell you while you were describing that you put on 2, 3 layers of jackets and you step
Mm.
out. So I was just imagining you might be looking like a real life Santa Claus, sir. You anyway look like that. You
That
look
happened. That happened. Normally, while going out, stepping out during the Christmas days, I remember like 2 years ago, I was wearing a red dress, and someone came to me and said, "Hey, Santa Claus, good to have you here."
oh
Especially
goodness.
if you're wearing a red dress, that looks.
All right. So this is something hilarious. And I must tell you one thing, you don't need to do anything. It's all there with you.
It's all there. It's all there. It's all there. You just go and stand
Stand.
any spot, and the people will come to you and to seek blessings from the Santa Claus.
Wow. Yes, sir. So do you prefer stepping out on this day of Christmas or you just cage
Mostly,
yourself?
almost. See, last week we had Halloween. Halloween, is a famous festival in America. 3 days continuously, schools are on a holiday. So every day we go out, we go to the seniors' homes, and we offer them chocolates, and we get chocolates. Especially my granddaughter, she's so excited during Halloween period. So I believe when you are in Rome, be like a Roman, live like a Roman. So when you are in the US, so just enjoy, get everything, be a part of this American traditions and culture.
Amazing.
I don't think, we will celebrate only Diwali. Even these Americans, they join us and they celebrate Diwali. They celebrate Eid. So why not we go them and celebrate their traditional cultural programs and festivals. So
Wow.
because it's everything is a part of learning. So when you start enjoying their traditions, culture, their history, so you learn a lot. And I make use of everything when I'm talking or interacting with my students. I never stick to that session documents, which is given by my tech company. I have my own set of documents.
100%, sir. And that's what makes you special, right? More interactive, realistic.
Yeah. Yes.
Realistic,
Yes.
relatable.
Yes. Yes.
That's
I
how.
always see the level of my learner. I meet them halfway or even lesser than that linguistically. I meet them emotionally because I can reflect on myself. Then what is their level of emotion when they are in my class? So I meet them halfway. And I feel like I try to analyze what they need, what the requirement, why they are here, why they want to interact with me. So I have to give my 100% to them.
And sometimes you might have realized, sir, we get learners whose only purpose is not to learn. Sometimes they just want to speak, share, or maybe they are facing something and they don't have anyone to listen to or share with. And they just want us to hear and listen to them and just vent. Sometimes this is also the case. So in that case, we have to play the role of active listeners also, like empathetic listeners.
Yes. Yes. So I've realized that many students, they don't lack knowledge. What they lack is the confidence, the clarity and conviction. This is what they lack. And I can imbibe that very easily. I can teach them. I can help them to develop these qualities because knowledge is one thing, and expressing that knowledge thoughtfully with clarity, conviction, that is another thing. And as you said, some people I've seen, especially I've seen like some homemakers, home managers, they want to vent their problems. One lady, I can tell you, her grandchildren, they live in the US, and she is from Tamil Nadu, I think. She wanted to talk, to communicate with their grandchildren. For that, she joined other English platforms. And after 6 months, she started speaking so well because she had a strong why, a strong purpose of joining such classes. That's what I always tell my students. You should have a why you want this language, why you want to learn this language. So that lady, she was all in tears. Why? See, I want to call my grandchildren. I have 4 grandchildren, and I'm not able to talk to them because they are born and raised in America. So they speak only America, English, and that too in that native accent. So there should be a purpose. There should be a why for whatever skill you want to develop.
Absolutely. So, you might have, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I have got several questions on mine, and I actually forgot.
Shoot,
I'm so
no
sorry.
problem.
The question was, you come across many learners on day-to-day basis, and we keep suggesting various practices. In fact, if we talk about these AI applications or YouTube, it's filled with a lot of methods like do this, do that to become fluent. If I talk about your entire journey, what do you think? What's that one approach that actually works? It's not just theoretical, it works. Practically, it works.
Practically. This is what I tell my students. It is proven by myself. This is how, as I told you, when I came to Chennai in 1982, my transformational epiphany was, hey, Nandakumar, you have to master this language. And those days, no internet, no, not even books. I had a transistor radio and I had Hindu newspaper. That's what I had, and I wanted to master this language. See, mastering this language as a linguist is different, and mastering in the field of spoken English is entirely different. Conversational English is different. Conversational grammar is different. But if you want to be a linguist, that's totally different. So the tools I had is just a transistor, some books, and Indian English newspapers. So what method I adopted is to internalize this language. Get immersed in this language. You might have heard about Vinie, LSRW. Listen, speak, read, and write. These are the 4 components of any language. 4 pillars of this language, L, S, R, and W. I added one more to that, L, S, R, W, and T. T for thinking in English. If at all you are not reading, not speaking, not listening, not writing, think in English. That's how you internalize this language. Like if you're going to some person to speak, so you need not have to rehearse. You don't have any kind of rehearsals or practice, or I'm going to ask him this question. You get prepared how to ask. That should come naturally. Then only we can say you are fluent. Or if I tell you, Vinie, this is what you have to answer in an interview. If you are asked to have self-introduction, this is how you should answer. That's not a fluent way. That's not the natural way. It should come naturally. Then we can say, and for that, internalize. How to internalize, we will discuss.
Yes.
We will discuss that part, how to internalize. You can spend another 10, 15 minutes a day to internalize English. Have you heard about that term, internalizing?
Not really. I haven't suggested any one, or even I haven't practiced it, sir.
Yeah, it's not a rocket science. It is like imagine 10 minutes you want to give, you can make it 20 minutes according to your time availability. So 10 minutes. First 2 minutes, read some conversational English script. Conversational English script.
Script.
How do you get the script? From a podcast or from a video or from an English movie? Write it down. One or two sentences. Watch and write down those sentences. Repeat that, because that is the purest form of conversational English. What we speak in India is the textbook English. Textbook English. That's why we find it difficult. Conversational English, you can practice through listening to podcasts. So 1 or 2 minutes, you write down that conversational script, and next 1 or 2 minutes, say it aloud. Read it aloud and try to speak it naturally. Maybe 10 times, maybe 15 times, maybe 25 times. Because we have to warm up your speech organs. The problem is you know what to say, but you don't know how to say. Your speech organs won't allow you to say that, because you have been talking in your mother tongue for years and years and years. You have to come out of that shell. So at least 1 or 2 minutes, say it loud. Okay. Learn one vocabulary word every day. Possible? Is it difficult?
Not at all.
One word. So one word means, I don't think people everywhere they think, oh, one word means you should go to dictionary and take one word. No, when you listen to these podcasts or videos, you will come across, definitely you will come across the word. Tenacity, audacity, reticent, obnoxious, any word you take.
Any.
And try to understand the meaning of the word. And when you are repeating the previous script, try to use this word in that. It could be a phrasal verb, it could be an idiom, or it can be a normal word. How many words we have in Indian vocabulary? Oh, sorry, English vocabulary. How many words? Can you give a guess?
Although there was a message related to this, but I don't remember it, sir, as of now.
It's over 10 lakhs, around 11 to 12 lakhs of English, and it's not humanly possible to memorize, to remember all these words. An articulate person will have around 10,000 to 12,000 words. A common man will have around 2,000 to 3,000 core vocabulary, and that's more than enough.
Listen.
People always think, sir, I don't have enough vocabulary. Try to write down all the words, it will be minimum 2,000 to 3,000. That's enough. To be a fluent speaker, that core vocabulary is more than enough. If you want to be an articulate speaker, then you need to get advanced vocabulary like Shashi Tharoor and all, vocabularies, idioms, phrasal verbs, that can go beyond 10,000 or 15,000. So what do you want to be? Decide. I always tell, don't try to be an articulate speaker initially. Try to walk before you run. Try to crawl before you walk. What's it?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And as you mentioned that learning that one word, one vocabulary. So we often set these unrealistic goals. Like people say, okay, ma'am, can I just write 20 words a day and start learning? That's okay. That can be done for a day, but it's impractical, sir, because we can hardly memorize all of it in a day. Even if we do, we won't be able to use it. So one word.
If you don't use it, you lose it. as simple as that. So people, they are over enthusiastic and they want to learn 20 words, 30 words a day. Okay, maybe you will come across 30 words, but not even a single word will be handy. When you are in a conversation, serious conversation, will you think about, oh my God, last week I learned 30 words. Where are those words, man? No, that words won't come handy. So one word, for example, audacity. I'm really surprised. How come he had that audacity to talk to me like that? Just make one sentence and say that several times. Audacity. That bravery. Audacity means bravery. How come he is so brave to back answer me? How did you get such an audacity to talk? Sometimes the managers will talk to you, and manager, you go and question them. So they can ask you, hey, Nandakumar, where from you got the audacity to approach, to enter my cabin and talk to me? Utter nonsense. Get out. See, I'm giving you the sentences, so make it personal. When you want to learn a word, make it personal. Okay, so for example, if I say like beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, vivacious, so you should connect that word to someone you know, to some of your relatives, or like audacious. Like my uncle is such an audacious person, and he was working for the Indian Army. You connect that word with your uncle. Not with any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Connect it with a person who is close to your heart. That word will stay, because that man will stay with you. So that word also will stay with you. Somehow make palatable food. Okay. Oh, my mama makes so palatable food. I can't even forget. So I'm connecting that word with my mother, who is going to stay with me even after her death. So that word also, how I describe my mother, palatable cook. Palatable cook. So sophisticated. So any word, if you connect it, learn one word, try to make as many sentences as possible, and try to learn the other parts of speech of that word. You should make a family of that word. Synonyms of that word, antonyms of that word. So indirectly you are learning many words from audacity. Yes. Otherwise, problem is you learn a word and you don't know how to use that word.
Absolutely. And then
Have you heard about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
go
so
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's more like you are coming up with an incorrect, with a basic sentence, with adding that heavy word in it, and then it sounds awkward. Like the sentence was incorrect, and somehow you added that word at a wrong place, and then it
Wrong
sounds
place.
awkward. Like it sounds like as if you have
That's what.
recently learned this word and you're just trying to use it. So am I
Welcome
audible?
back.
I'm so
Yes.
sorry. My internet again, it started
No
acting.
issue. No.
I think
No
my
issue.
this
Yeah,
interruption, it didn't like my internet didn't like that interruption. It wanted that sir should continue as soon as I started speaking, and it went.
Yeah. So that's what you were telling me, that usage of that word can be like offbeat. So the problem is, like, you should learn how to use that word. I've seen many students using that word, some new word. I know that they have learned that word in the morning. I know that they have learned the word the previous night. They are so enthusiastic, so eager to use that word. So I encourage that, because then I can correct them. This is not the right place to. So, like, for example, hey, in my first session, like, how are you? The moment I ask them how, oh, I'm cool as a cucumber. So I'm cool as a, yeah, okay, you learned that
Fresh
new
as a
idiom,
daisy.
but this, I'm cool as a cucumber. So that's not the right place to use that, right? So unless they speak Unless they make some mistake, how can I correct them? Unless a person speaks, how can I how can I give them a feedback? Or these are the things you made difficult for you, and these are the things went wrong. Then only I need them to speak. This is what I tell people. Make mistakes. Make mistakes and speak. It's not the end of your life.
Absolutely.
Okay? Speaking wrongly, but not so well, with confidence, that is important. Like if you don't have confidence, and you will never speak. So you can make mistakes, but speak confidently. This is very important. Then I can give you feedback. You will fail. Many a times you will fail in communicating or expressing what you want. But that's not final. That's not fatal. That's just will help you to get a feedback from others. People always think that, oh, they will be judging me. They are so judgmental. So this makes them to hold back, not to speak. They will hesitate to speak, especially in the office setup. When they speak and the others make them a laughing stock, or they just mimic them, or laugh at them, or belittle them. They don't want that. They don't want to live in such a judgmental atmosphere. So they don't speak.
Yes. I mean, even I think there's a long, long way to go, and there's a lot to learn from you, sir. And I believe it's all your experience. It's not just your this professional experience. It's your life experiences that you have had. And as you mentioned that you are a great observer, and you love to enjoy things that that you get around, and it gives you a lot to learn, discuss, and teach as well. As you mentioned about Halloween, so I believe you might have observed, noticed a lot of things, and eventually you might have extracted some lessons out of it as well. So because that's how you are, observer, a good observer. And being a good observer, active listener, it certainly helps in this entire journey of ours. That is teaching and training. Because a trainer needs, I think we should have that wholesome personality. It's not just teach.
What I believe, even though I am a so-called coach or a teacher, I believe that I have to unlearn many things. I have to unlearn. Everyone will have to unlearn many things, and we should be a perpetual learner. We